Part of the human challenge is to understand our generational nature, that every generation inherits the world that the prior generation has created for them, then are caretakers or shepherds of it when they come into adulthood, and then bequeath it to the next generation. So societies need to understand that we need to think about how are we preparing each subsequent generation to be caretakers of the world that we've created and we inherited. That's character education.
It's all about relationships and connecting and understanding. It's a basis for good education. The power to know somebody's story. Our students know our teachers know our students. Just that deep understanding and commitment to relationships and connectiveness.
Last year we took what we learned, and staff, students, and parents had an input in how these values were selected. So it was a process to make sure all stakeholders were informed and included and involved. And once we got our values by the end of last school year, we were able to think about how to roll them out this year for our students.
We have 5 Viking values, and there's respect, responsibility, integrity, grit, and compassion.
At our school, we have a very inclusive process to promote belonging among staff and students. Our Kids Character Council involves roughly a third of our 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade students who create plans for our school that focus on service learning, focuses on how do we help relate the rules to each other. They take a leadership role throughout the day. We are working to let kindergarten, 1st, and 2nd grade students who aren't part of Kids Character Council also expand their leadership roles, whether it be through lunch leaders or helping out with something in the classroom.
When I think about the plans that we put in place that are proactive, as we're doing the work right now with the discipline policy and how to support kids, where they are and help them as individuals grow in character, and also then that affects the achievement. And we know if kids are feeling safe, if they're feeling competent, they feel like they belong, it's a better place to learn. And so character pervades everything that we do.
Most importantly, it provides us with a common language and a common set of expectations for how we exist in the space here at Northeast Middle School. In the classroom, when we started using these values a little bit last year, it helped me with our classroom norms and expectations, and the kids had consistency because they knew how they were expected to participate in my class was the same as their math class, is the same in their drama class, and it allowed the staff to be on the same page as well, which then helped the students.
I think it's very important that we remember that it's our responsibility to educate the whole child. Oftentimes in education we focus on the academic component and forget about the social emotional piece that is so important for children. Theodore Roosevelt has a quote that I oftentimes share with others: to educate a man in morals, or in mind and not morals, is to educate a menace to society. And I do believe that there is great truth to that statement. Our kids have to know that they can and do make a big difference in the lives of others, be it just in the life of one child that they're kind to when they're having a rough day, or be it in an entire group's lives, but through service learning efforts.
It not only is a win for the students, but it's also a win for our teachers, because as a generalist in an elementary classroom, they're responsible for preparing lessons for 5 content areas: reading, writing, science, social studies, and mathematics. In character education, if that's added on as another outcome, we're almost working against that whole process. So as character education as an outcome is connected directly to the outcomes of content, I think that is a win-win.
The mentoring that goes on in advisory, because 6th, 7th, and 8th graders are together, it is incredible. The 6th graders look up to the 8th graders, and the 8th graders are really talking about what it is to be a Southwest Middle student and how we do things here.
You think about history, it's filled with great examples of people demonstrating positive character traits, and also character traits that aren't so great. And I think that those give kids good models to follow and models to avoid.
The most important trend that we've seen at McKelvey is the ownership piece. Our students know that they are valued and that they are important. It is very rare to go a week without a student coming to me and saying, Dr. Cohen, have you thought about such and such? I think we need to add such and such group.
I think it will benefit future students because they'll be able to have they'll understand how their voice is actually heard and how it affects the people around them, and how their character actually makes a difference within their community.
I think it'll give a really good foundation for a lot of kids that struggle with defining what being a good person means. I know that as I've gotten older, I've had a lot of conversations with people where they've basically just asked the question, what does it mean to be a good person? And people don't always have other adults in their lives to guide them through that, and making that a part of your education at Parkway, I think, would be really beneficial.
So this year we started something on late start days, which is when we come to school 2 hours later. We have a 9th period, and it's called family groups. So basically every student goes to a teacher, and it can be any teacher, so any staff, anyone, and it's a group of 10 to 15 kids of 6th grade, 7th grade, and 8th grade. And each month we do a character lesson, and we talk about how we showed that character that month, and we do an activity based on that.
Thing with teaching leader and everything, it really feels good to do that because you know that it's for a cause and you could be helping somebody achieve something that they did not do that well.
Huge impacts in terms of just how we interact with the community and how we interact with one another. Just recently we had a book fair at school, and just watching the way that the community and the adults interact with our students and vice versa, and students with the community. It's that relationship piece.
This is our 3rd year doing the Leader in Me. We started and we have progressed a lot over the past couple of years. This year we've really dove into doing student-led leadership roles. We find the children's strengths, and then we turn that into a leadership role, which therefore finds them taking more accountability for their school goals.
We know what to do, we have leadership jobs, and now it's our job to teach other kids about the 7 habits.
I think it's every week or month, we sign a sheet and we check off which leadership role we want to do. So there's teaching leaders, there's public speaking, there's music leaders where you go and entertain the 3rd graders and 4th and 5th graders during the month.
Well, here at Wren Hollow we have seen that the kids are taking more accountability for their school, what the school looks like, keeping the bathrooms clean, keeping the cafeteria clean. We've also we've seen the growth in their goal setting. We do monthly assemblies where we celebrate their reading goals, and we celebrate them tracking their goals, keeping it in their binder, and then displaying it out into the multi-purpose area for everyone to see.
We have a Viking Council. It was first Student Council, but now it's Viking Council, and in that students have an opportunity to help the school and the community. And right now we're working on something called Adopt a Grandparent. So we the local nursing homes, we sponsor a gift for them, and we give it to them to promote compassion, which is also one of our Viking values.
Me and Jordan, we did Girls on the Run, and we do service projects every year that we do it. And I think this past one, it was gum, and we had everybody in the school that could bring in brand new packs of gum for the St. Louis Children's Hospital for cancer, because the medicine that they get leaves a nasty taste in their mouth, so they like to chew gum to get that taste out.
Whenever you're a teaching leader in a class or just some kind of leader, they remember you, and when you see them, they always make your day because they remember you, and they're always saying hi.
to everybody, so it makes you feel good.
One directive that we have from Dr. Bell, from our principal, is to take care of ourselves, to take care of each other, and to take care of this place. And I think that's a true reflection of how our school utilizes character education. And our staff and our students really work together to make this the best place that it can be and the safest place for kids to grow.
As a counselor, character education to me is the most important thing that we do. It's why I became a counselor. I found that I was most passionate not about a particular curricular area, but about the character development of students. Knowing that all curricular areas are important, students are more successful in each individual area when they have good character and when they're rooted in commitments that shape who they are as young people and how they learn. So as a counselor, it's exciting to be a part of this process. It's exciting to see where we're going as a district with character education.
Parkway has really started to invest in this over the last 4 or 5 years or so, and done it systematically, intentionally, and it is a smart thing to do. I've seen a few districts do this over time in the region, and they've all reaped the benefits, both in terms of the character development of students and the academic achievement of students.